gambling, then Bivol just flicks back to it.
He's going to walk into a shot. They need a knockout to get a draw, you're right.
And here is Bivol working the body, then upstairs. Perhaps getting a second wind here as he saw an opening.
Walk into a shot like that, and that's a knockdown.
The worst decision any boxer could ever make is trying to intimidate Dmitry Bivol. Well,
to the body again. There it was. And here he goes. He recharged.
the information didn't get through to one unlucky boxer, and he thought intimidation was a brilliant idea. His name was Pascal. However, for Pascal, this was not a new tactic for him. Intimidation was a crucial part of his playbook, in a quest to destroy his opponent psychologically before the main fight. So in the fight against Dmitry Bivol, the Canadian boxer thought disrespecting Bivol was a no-brainer. But then, his disrespect turned quickly into a humbling. Don't be misled. Pascal was a terrifying boxer back in the day. His boxing skills weren't the best, but his power was great, and he could crack and break down any defense and put anyone to sleep. Funny enough, Pascal's rise to fame was in the fight against the legendary Bernard Hopkins, where he was famously robbed and awarded a draw instead of a well-deserved win. From that very point, Pascal knew he could never trust the judges anymore, so he deciphered a prime tactic: get into the head of his opponents and break them down mentally, giving him an edge to beat them convincingly in the ring. Well, that only works when your opponent is a timid fighter and not a beast like the great Dmitry Bivol.
Под 283 боя у Бивола и 78 у Кларксона по печи.
Guys, did anyone see one landed with much? And skillful amateurs and pros.
Before the title fight between both fighters, Pascal was full of confidence that he would win Bivol and become the new WBA champion. Maybe because he won his last two fights by knockout, or maybe he felt Dmitry Bivol wasn't deserving of his WBA belt. But whatever the case might be, Pascal believed in the power of his punches, capable enough to knock the champion out and give him the title. So what did Pascal do? He made sure he did everything possible to get into the head of Dmitry Bivol. During all their pre-fight face-offs, Pascal was the loudest and most animated. He did his best to intimidate Bivol, raining insults and spitting words of brutality, trying to instill fear into the champion.
Championship all over the world.
But despite everything Pascal did, the WBA champion Dmitry Bivol remained calm and collected with a smirk on his face. It was clear Pascal didn't get the memo. No one dares to intimidate the champion. Or maybe he did get the memo and thought, who the hell is Dmitry Bivol?
Вот о чем я говорил.
Здесь говорит Дмитрий, конечно.
Знаете, удар справа сильный.
Is Bivol looking for the knockout? He might get it here in the 12th.
For those who don't know Dmitry Bivol, just like Pascal, Dmitry was a monster with 14 wins and 11 knockouts. He was often referred to as one of the three kings of the light heavyweight division, with Sergey Kovalev and Andre Ward. The Russian boxer is the perfect description of a prime fighter, with powerful fists like that of the great Mike Tyson and relentless stamina like that of a gladiator. When the weigh-in happened, Pascal put up the persona of the aggressive, deadly fighter who wanted to kill. chill, while Bivol presented himself as the champion who had little to say. Bivol knew that he would show Pascal no mercy in the ring, since the Canadian boxer had a smile on his face and a look of pity for his prey. And with that said, it was time up for all the talking and game time for the brawl.
I expect you to obey my commands at all times. Most of all, protect yourself at all times. Touch gloves, good luck.
Now will Pascal come out here? Will he mix it up or will he try to make it sloppy?
He was pacing in the corner. He wanted to get out there. So let's see if he's coming to fight right off the bat.
These fights have usually been...
And Pascal's corner... I was looking more at the eyes of Pascal. It almost looked like a defeatist, like, you know, what am I in for? You know, I'm 36, I have experience, but this kid's got power and he's faster and he's stronger.
Bivol has all kinds of time, even with a would-be peekaboo defense.
Into the ring, the champion stood on the right side with white shorts, while the challenger Pascal stood on the left side in black shorts. From the ring of the bell, both fighters went aggressively at each other with hefty punches. Right from the first round, the fans were full of joy because they knew they were in for premium, brutal entertainment.
It's a good philosophy there for Bivol, the hard right hand behind the jab.
And if I'm Bivol, I'd go to his body also. And Pascal's corner.
Sweet combinations by Bivol had Pascal going on defense as the Canadian fighter switched strategy from an aggressor to patiently waiting on the defense for an opening by Bivol to hit him with one of his heavy left hooks. By the fourth round, Pascal began to lose his patience in defense. Swinging his punches waywardly, he was suddenly too desperate to land a single punch as the champion remained poised as he continued to pound on Pascal.
He ate one and it takes a few rounds. That's what he's going to do. Another left hook to the body. That's what I wanted to see. More left hooks to the body, then bring it up to the head.
A would-be peekaboo defense.
You're walking.
Say, I see you.
Walking forward, he got hit.
Jean Pascal's desperation was so severe that he tried everything, from left swings that took him to the ground to two-handed punches. He suddenly looked like an amateur boxer who was up against his master. Anyone watching this would quickly forget that this was the same Jean Pascal who tried to bully Bivol before the fight. Now in the fight, the Intimidator became a shadow of himself.
Mechanical genius.
He's got him hurt.
Not gambling, then Bivol just flicks.
Maybe a knockout to get a draw, you're right.
And here is Bivol working the body, then upstairs. Perhaps getting a second wind here as he saw an open.
Dmitry Bivol, as composed as a champion should be, kept on pouncing in attack with body shots and heavy hooks to the head of Pascal. He was in charge of the game from the start, and he dictated the flow of the fight. Pascal's wild punches didn't cause any harm, as the champion was also solid in defense.
Showing some life in these last 3 rounds.
Bivol's got to do something to slow him down. The combination is good, but he needs a stinger.
Robotic in terms of its repetition, but
nice combo.
He rattles Pascal.
Into the final rounds of the fight, Pascal's wild punches began to connect as he got Bivol a couple of times, with a few body shots to the belly and by his sides. However, this was the best he saw from the bully. Dmitry Bivol continued to be in control and made sure his dominant performance finished off the game.
Up again.
And the left hook partially got in a fight he was safely out in front of. And
with the ring of the final bell, it was glaring who the winner was. The ringside announcer came in with the judge's decision, and there was no surprises. Pascal lost by wide unanimous decision, with the judges scoring the bout 119-109, 119-109, 117-111 in favor of Bivol. The WBA champion retained his belt and made Jean Pascal regret every word he had said before the match. No one disrespects the champion and goes scot-free.
Not gambling, then Bivol just flicks.
Bivol's starting to tee off. Sort of blocking some of these.
Вот о чем я говорил.
Дмитрий, конечно.
Знаете, удар справа сильный.
He ate one and it takes a few rounds. That's what he's going to do. Another left hook to the body. That's what I wanted to see. More left hooks to the body, then bring it up to the head. Like that, and that's a knockdown.
He goes into a
Oh.
As for the defeated bully, Jean Pascal, it was a disappointing performance from a man who was intimidating in the pre-match face-off, only to be humbled in the main fight. Well, in his defense, it could have been worse. The Canadian fighter was relentless and also good in defense as he kept the champion fighting till the end. Who'd have ever thought that a fighter of so much confidence and ego would be so weak and poor when the time for action came? Do you think Jean Pascal could have performed better if he wasn't so focused on intimidating Dmitry Bivol? Let me know what you think in the comments section. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting boxing content. Until next time.